and Russian President Vladimir Putin at a large parade. Today, North Korea is expected to show off the latest developments in its military arsenal. I want to speak to Jean H. Lee, who's Presidential Chair at the East-West Centre. Thanks very much for being with us. What sort of things should we be looking out for in the parade?
Well, this will be an opportunity for Kim Jong-un to show not only his people, but also the world what he's been doing since he went into isolation, since North Korea went into isolation in 2020 at the start of the pandemic. And so we will be watching for what kind of weaponry they will produce. And I think one of the things we're watching for are what's new, because of course, one of the things that Kim Jong-un has done is forge this friendship with Russia, with Vladimir Putin, by sending thousands of troops, North Korean troops, to support that campaign against Ukraine. And we don't know exactly what he's gotten in return, but perhaps this will be a chance for us to see what technology they've received, or what technology that partnership has been able to help him with. So we'll be watching for that. Of course, China standing there, the premier showing the North Korean people that these allies are not just limited to Russia, but extend to their traditional ally, China. And we have to remember that all of this is coming just weeks before President Donald Trump of the United States is slated to head to the region.
And I mean, you've been in Pyongyang as a bureau chief there, and you've seen some of these parades. The significance of it, apart from the sort of the drama and the what they can put on show, is presumably, as you say, some of the people who are attending this time and the kind of the geopolitical side of things.
Absolutely. This is interesting. So the parade was supposed to happen earlier. I believe it was postponed due to rain. And in my experience, these have been occasions not only for a show of friendship in the region, but also I should point out 15 years ago, this was Kim Jong-un's big debut. This was his moment to not only show his people that he was the heir apparent, but it was the first time we got a glimpse of this in the world. And I remember that very clearly, standing on Kim Il-sung Square, seeing him step forward and thinking, okay, well, this is the future of North Korea. 15 years later, he is no longer this young baby-faced son of the North Korean leader, but he is trying to show his people that he is now a leader who has enough clout to invite and present the #2 leader of China at his side to be invited to Beijing for a similar parade last month, standing with Vladimir Putin and with Xi Jinping. So certainly 15 years later, as I watch this, a very different type of coming out parade for the leader of North Korea.
And you mentioned in passing that President Trump is going to be in the region. In the past, clearly, we know that he met the North Korean leader. Is that something that you think he's going to reach out to him again, or do you think that moment has passed?
Well, nobody has confirmed it, but nobody is ruling it out. I think we always have to be prepared for that possibility. They have both stated that they treasure and do favor this friendship that they forged years ago. So I say we have to be prepared for the potential for any kind of diplomacy. Just as President Trump in 2019 sent a tweet, back when we called it Twitter, saying that he might be open to a meeting. That happened very quickly within a matter of hours. I think we need to be prepared for that possibility as well. But what we'll be watching for on the sidelines of the APEC summit in Gyeongju, South Korea, is a meeting between President Xi and President Trump. So the questions are, of course, what will come out of that, not only in terms of trade and that U.S.-China relationship, but what could they possibly be discussing about North Korea as well?
Jean H. Lee, thanks very much indeed for giving us all the context there. Thank you very much.